Greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and to all of y'all out there that's watching me. I'm Duel, aka the Big D of Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews, back again with another ranking of flicks from a particular year since I have been born, and this time around it's 2006. I have 15 flicks listed. I do have a few honorable mentions as well, so let's get going. Number 15 is The Shaggy Dog, starring Tim Allen, Kristen Davis, and Robert Downey Jr. pre-Iron Man. This is kind of an update of both The Shaggy Dog and The Shaggy DA, both of which were done by Disney, of course. Same studio that brought us this. Now, Mr. Allen, I'm going to say, isn't too bad. This is pretty funny. Bit underrated though, but I have seen the original Shaggy Dog and the Shaggy DA before. They're both pretty good. But I'm gonna say, since I've got those two in this movie, these are just all comically hysterical, especially when Mr. Allen's character starts acting all doggish, well, before he transforms, and they play Who Let the Dogs Out. That is really funny. Yeah, you'll actually see 2 other movies when I'm on this list, so Shaggy Dog's number 15. Number 14, this is a flick, I'm not sure if anybody's talked about this a lot, and that's the first movie from Sony Pictures Animation, and that would be Open Season, featuring the voices of Martin Lawrence, Ashton Kutcher, and Gary Sinise. Of course, about this bear gets taken care of named Boog, and becomes friends with this one-entered little, I don't know, deer character named Elliot, and he can have a candy bar if he goes outside. Yeah, and they soon get encountered by a hunter. Yeah, it's pretty funny. I haven't watched it in some time. I do have it though. It's not too bad. Okay, number 13. Here's a very underrated movie that really doesn't get a lot of talk about, and it's Zoom, starring Tim Allen, along with Courtney Cox, Chevy Chase, Spencer Breslin, and many others. I can't remember the names of the rest of the kids in this. It's about this, well, down and out superhero wants to get back into the game with the help of these kids who actually have superpowers to help him find an old friend of his who is actually the bad guy in this in a way, but it's been years since I've seen this. Like I said, this is very underrated, but if you encounter this, check it out. You may like it, you may not. It has some funny moments. Number 12 is Over the Hedge, a pretty underrated DreamWorks animation flick based on the comic strip of the same name. I've looked at 1 or 2 of the comic strips, but it's got a fun-filled cast of voice-overs, including Bruce Willis. Let's see, and oh boy, there's a whole lot of them. Steve Carell, William Shatner, Wanda Sykes, Avril Lavigne, Gary Shandling, that's who I was trying to remember. Yeah. Thomas Haden Church, and Allison Janney, and many more. This movie's pretty funny. I haven't watched it in a long time, but it's pretty good and funny. Okay, coming in at number 11 is X-Men The Last Stand. Well, I do like this movie for certain reasons, but it's kind of going down in my book. Ever since Dark Phoenix got dissed, this has just gone down the downward spiral in my book. This is probably going to be low on my X-Men ranking list when I do it. I do have it written down, but I have yet to do it though. But, well, I will have it up. Okay? The cast is pretty good. I mean, we got to see Juggernaut. Maybe not probably the best way, but oh well. I won't be talking much about the movie. Coming in at number 10 is Nacho Libre with Jack Black. Although I did have this on DVD, but it's messed up for some reasons. But just the other day I watched it on Prime. and it still brought back the fun laughs I have. Jack Black is absolutely hysterical in this here movie. It's funny. It's the wrestling fights are absolutely funny, and enough said. The cast is good too. If you've not seen it, it's very funny. It's directed by Jared Hessman, who directed the movie Napoleon Dynamite, which unfortunately didn't make I think it was my previous year or 2004 list. Sorry. Anyway, next at number 9, I'm probably going to get a little controversy for having this, because I know this doesn't get much talk about. The Santa Claus 3, The Escape Clause. Starring Tim Allen, back in the role of the title character of Santa Claus, plus all the cast from the previous movies: Wendy Crewson, Judge Reinhold, Eric Lloyd, Liliana Mooney, Spencer Breslin's back. My only negative was David Krumholtz didn't return as Bernard, since he was already currently doing the crime drama TV show Numbers at the time. So that was a shame, but I did like the performances we got from them. Martin Short is very funny as Jack Frost. Let's see. Alan Arkin and Margaret are real good. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Elizabeth Mitchell, I forgot to mention, appeared in the second movie, is back as well, Mrs. Claus. Anyway, this movie's pretty underrated, though. I love it for certain reasons, though. Next at number 8 is Night at the Museum with Ben Stiller and a big all-star cast. When he plays a night watchman at this big museum, the whole set of exhibits come to life. Get to see lots of legendary characters who are being portrayed by actors like Robin Williams, Owen Wilson, and many others. This movie's pretty good, though. I haven't watched it in a long time, but it's good, though. And since I mentioned Robin Williams, he's in the next movie. I know Robbie, aka Ogre Boy 1992, had this as his top flick. I'm sorry this is so low, though, dude. But this is still a funny movie, and that's RV. Which, I must say, this was funny. My brother let me borrow this one. My other brother, not the one who passed away. Let me borrow this, and it was absolutely funny. He and Cheryl Hines are funny, and this had Josh Hutcherson before the Hunger Games series, and let's see, Joanna Jojo Levesque, who happens to be in the movie that's coming up next on the list. Plus we had Kristen Chenoweth and Jeff Daniels. They were all pretty good, actually. I loved it, especially the performance of Route 66 at the end credits. Real funny. Anyway, next at 6, here's the movie I mentioned with JoJo in it, and that's Aquamarine. This is another very underrated movie. I rented this, I remember, and I watched it 3 times. I actually loved it. It is just absolutely cute. She stars along with Emma Roberts and Sarah Paxton, who plays the title character, who's actually a mermaid, but soon she actually gets to be human for a little bit. And boy, when she actually shows off her booty off. We don't see it, though. It's a PG-rated movie, but it's just, isn't it cute? And Robert's character tells Levesque's character to give her like something that she was wearing. And it's like, it's your bathing suit or her birthday suit. Oh boy, very funny. I do love Aquamarine. I haven't seen it in a long time, but it's very underrated and extremely cute. I do love it. Number 5. I hope I don't get much controversy for having this up on here. Final Destination 3. Although unfortunately I saw this edited first, but then a couple of years ago I got to finally see it unedited. And I'm going to say I like this even more than the second one. Although it has a new cast, though, but it was real cool, though, especially with the premonition of everyone dying after that big roller coaster incident. That was awesome. Some of the kills were pretty good. The one with the nail gun was good. The tank bed scene was pretty intense. Oh boy. Yeah, we just can't cheat death the 3rd time. But this is still a good movie, though. The cast isn't too bad. Number 4 is Superman Returns. Now, this was directed by Bryan Singer, which is why he stepped off from directing X-Men The Last Stand, giving Brett Ratner the reins to direct. But still, Mr. Singer did a pretty good job on directing this. Brandon Routh, who of course, a lot of y'all see him on TV's Legends of Tomorrow as the Atom, plays the title character. I liked his performance. I liked the performance Kevin Spacey gave as Lex Luthor. Might not be as good as Gene Hackman, though, in the original series, but still good, though. Got great performances. Kate Bosworth was great as Lois Lane. Her husband, played by James Marsden, who, of course, has small appearances as Cyclops in X-Men The Last Stand, is good. The little boy who plays her son was good. Parker Posey, who plays Luthor's current lady friend, and of course the tough guys who work for Luthor, they were all good. I do think this movie's a bit underrated, but it's still fun though. I'd much rather watch this over Superman 4 or Superman 3, thank you. Next, at number 3 is The Pink Panther, starring Steve Martin. I absolutely love this movie. Well, don't get me wrong, I like the Peter Sellers movies as well. Steve Martin may not be no Peter Sellers, but he's absolutely hysterical in this. I love his performance. Beyonce gave a great performance. Love the performances from the cast. Kevin Kline wasn't too bad as Dreyfus, and Jean Reno was good as Clouseau, Inspector Clouseau's partner, Ponton. Not too bad. It's pretty funny. A bit underrated, but it's very funny. If you've never seen it, I'd recommend you check it out. Number 2 is Hoodwinked. Although this did get produced in 2005, but it didn't come to us until 2006. This movie's a bit underrated as well. I don't think anybody talks about this movie. But anyway, it's about the story of Red Wrangler. You know the story, but it takes place after the events of it. I absolutely love this movie. I haven't watched it in some time, but I'm going to watch it soon. And I might do a review on it. It's got a great voice acting cast. Anne Hathaway as Red, Glenn Close as Granny, and Patrick Warburton as the Wolf, and Jim Belushi as the Woodsman. Also includes rapper Exhibit and David Ogden Stiers as Detective Flippers. Oh yeah, and that little squirrel dude, I forgot his name, who's with the wolf, who's all hyperactive and that way. He's very darn funny too. If you've never seen Hoodwinked, I recommend you check it out. It's pretty funny. Now here's some honorable mentions. Now although I never took the time to include any James Bond movies on any of my list, Daniel Craig's first appearance in Casino Royale was pretty good, so that's an honorable mention. While I do like this for certain reasons, Click with Adam Sandler and Kate Beckinsale is pretty funny. Dreamgirls, a big Academy Award-winning flick, definitely good with its 60s, 50s, 60s R&B feel, real good. Ice Age: The Meltdown, while I do enjoy, not as much as the first one though, but it's still pretty fun. The Marine, starring John Cena in his first big role. Very good movie. Very underrated though. Robert Patrick plays the bad guy real good. And while this, I did have this on DVD, but I lost interest in it. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. It's fun and all, but it just can't catch on with me like I liked in my liking, like I liked the Curse of the Black Pearl. Alright, now coming at number 1 is Disney and Pixar's Cars. Very good movie. Owen Wilson's great as Lightning McQueen. I absolutely loved Larry the Cable Guy as Toll Mayer. Bonnie Hunt, Paul Newman in one of his final performances for his death. Oh, they were all real good. This had a great set voice acting cast. It's one of my absolute favorite Disney Pixar flicks. But anyway, what's your favorite 2006 flick? Please feel free to let me know in the comment section. Like and subscribe, and I want to thank you for watching. I'll do 2007 sometime. I'm not sure because I've got lots of reviews to do tomorrow though. And I will do one today. I won't tell you what it is. So until next time, I'm the Big D saying see ya.